Yes! Alrighty, what's up everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a late Friday afternoon video, right here, on the main channel, Killer of Demons 669. And as always, thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Show your love support to this channel and my other channels as well. Show your love support. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos on my respective channels from the past, the present, and the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments. Bye-bye, so long, farewell to you. You will get sent to the Shadow Realm, placed in an Iron Maiden, and then Satan will eat your soul. And then Ozzy will just take a shit on it. Because that's what he does. Anyway, so don't do that. Be respectful of my channels and my rules. If not, go fuck yourself. Go to your dead channel where nobody gives two fucks about you. And that's that. Alright, follow me on social media. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that fucking bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one. Because you miss anything, Ozzy might have to come down from heaven and slap you. Because you fucker! Or SOL. You better know what that means, or Ozzy will slap you again. Ha! That right, Oz? Let's light! Okay. You having fun up there? Oh, me and Randy had a great jam session with Ronnie James Dio. And Lemmy was there too? Lemmy, you were there too? Oh, I do this one. Oh, like Chill Pete, Ozzy. Yep. You're singing Hellraiser, right? You and Oz, you know Hellraiser? Hellraiser! Okay. Classic Ozzy. Classic. It's a shame it's been like 2-3 days since Ozzy passed and we're still talking about Ozzy. And then Hogan passed away yesterday. And SmackDown is having a special tribute to Hogan tonight. Should be great. TNA had a live show yesterday, and they opened with In Memoriam to Hogan, which I thought was very nice by Carlos and TNA, so good job there, TNA. But, yeah, AEW is getting a lot of heat for not even saying shit about Hogan. I wonder why. Because, fuck Hogan. You know, Tony Khan don't give two shits about Hogan. But at least he should have said something. So, yeah, I agree with some of the fans that Tony Khan should have at least said a statement. I mean, who knows what happens tomorrow on Collision, even though it's taped. So, if they put in a graphic, like an in memoriam graphic to Hogan, they don't do anything. Kind of makes them look bad, but you know. But then again, you know, Hogan and his BS. You know, nobody cares in AEW that much. I mean, but we'll see what happens with that. But tonight should be an emotional night for all us wrestling fans who grew up with the Hulkster, with the NWO, with the bad times, with Hogan and his sex tape and all the bullshit he had to deal with. He almost killed TNA. Technically, he did, but. And then the revival, and then he came back. Came back to WWE for a couple of shows. Just to pop a rating and shit. And then the last time we saw him was January 6th when he got booed out of the fucking building. Because he was a Trump supporter, Donald Trump. Donald Trump had a statement about Hogan yesterday. So. Just a really bad week. And hopefully, we'll get, it's Friday, get it on Friday. So, hopefully by the time we hit Sunday, nothing more happens. We already have the Death Triangle, God forbid we got a freaking rectangle, parallelogram, shit like that, octagon, who knows. More people died. Really, technically, 4 people died this week. Chuck Mangione, a legendary jazz trumpeter, died the same day as Ozzy. But nobody really I mean, it was, you know, nobody really talked about it. I didn't know the guys, I cared less. But, and then Connie Francis died last week. So in the span of a week, we lost 5 people. It feels like 2009 when everybody was like dying left and right. It was like every year, you know, the people from the 80s start, you know, declining. Now we gotta worry about Ric Flair's health, Sting, Luger, because they're in their 60s. I mean, Flair's in his 70s. You know, they're gonna be dropping like flies. You know, it's not gonna be great, but you know it's coming eventually. Alice Cooper's in his 70s, close to 80. Rob Halford is in his 60s, early 70s, I think. Bruce Dickinson, we got to worry about because he had throat cancer. Even Dave Mustaine, you got to worry about him. Hello, me! Meet the real me! And my whiskered way of life! Well, I'm going to keep talking to myself. Okay, Dave. Play your electric twanger and just calm down. I don't mean to shut up. Anyway, so we're gonna worry about, you know, the rockers of the 80s, you know, not getting any younger from the 70s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You think about that too. So, hopefully nothing more major stars, you know, kick the bucket in the next 4.5 months. But we'll see what happens with that. But tonight should be an emotional night for us old school, OG wrestling fans like myself. So it's going to be a great night for the Hulkster. Paying tribute to the Hulkster brother. There we go. But other than that, hope everybody had a great Friday. Hot as fuck here today in the Northeast. 95. 95 degrees today. I had to go to the freaking doctor today to get shots on my neck. My neck is fucked. I'm still feeling it. I mean, my shoulders still, they got shots like right here. Because my neck is like shot. Not shot, but, you know, just pain. So I got that today. And I came home, I had a humongous headache, which I still have. Back of my head hurts. Shoulder not so much, thankfully. It's the pain in the shoulder starting to go away. But my head is like pounding like crazy right now. Because I think it's the heat, the humidity, and pretty much the shot in my neck. But that's that, so. But that's part 1. Part 2 probably be 2 weeks from today. Have to see. I gotta wait for a call from the surgeon to get the epidural shot in. They have to schedule me, so I gotta wait for that. Plus, I gotta get my bottom teeth done. So I got my top teeth done. So now I gotta work on the bottom now, starting next week. And then pretty much from there, you know, get ready for SummerSlam weekend next weekend. And then got some stuff coming up in August. Got in this moment. 3 weeks from tomorrow. Can't wait for that. So, a lot of interesting stuff coming up in August. We got double pay-per-view on August the 24th. Forbidden Door 4 in London. That's gonna be early in the day. And then right after that, going into Sunday night, NXT Heatwave pay-per-view. And then the week after that, we're going to Paris for Clash in Paris. And then as we go to September, we got a lot of shit. We got All Out. What else do we have in September? We got Death Before Dishonor coming up. I think that's early September. No, not sorry. That's October. October we've got forget it. We got Bound for Glory. We got Death Before Dishonor, like back-to-back weekends. And then Halloween Havoc from NXT, but that's probably gonna be on TV. And then who knows? We got Crown Jewel coming up. That's in October. I think the beginning of October in the land of sand, Saudi Arabia. That shithole. But I digress on that. But lots of stuff coming your way, and I'm gonna be here through all of August and pretty much all of September with all that good stuff. And then hopefully as we get into the fall, October, going into the end of the year, it gets a little bit dicey with my work schedule and life and shit like that. But like I said, I'll let you guys know what's happening on my community tab and on my social media pages, I should say. But we got that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this hot, humid, it did storm earlier, and it might storm again pretty soon. Hopefully not, but on this Friday, late Friday afternoon, right here on the Kid with Demons channel, I'm Peter Joseph, your great host. You love me, you might hate me, but I don't give a fuck about you. Well, that's pretty much it. I am a content creator talking about the wonderful world of professional wrestling, or whatever the fuck I want to talk about. And if you like it, great, suck a dick. And that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after 10, 11 minutes of spiel, it is time for your late, so far out of fucking date, Monday night. Brother. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, brother. Okay. Monday Night Raw review for July the 21st, 2025. Alright, we're still on the road to SummerSlam. We're about a week away. Next week is the go-home shows. Next Friday is in Newark, New Jersey, at the Prudential Center. And then that Monday, I believe, is at the Garden. Or the Barclays Center, one of them. I think it's the Garden. Who cares? I'm not going anyway. But yeah, we got SummerSlam coming right around the corner next weekend. 2-night event, first time ever in SummerSlam history. So, should be good. We'll see. But at least, and I did check the weather for next weekend. Right now, both nights are going to look good. It's going to feel good. So when you look good, you feel good. That's a commercial. But both nights should go without a hitch. No rain, hopefully. No pop-up thunderstorms. They're kind of delay the show or whatever. Because it is outside. No dome in MetLife Stadium, so. But, yeah. Thursday, this Thursday begins the SummerSlam kickoff week shit. Bloodsport is coming to Jersey. Bloodsport 14, August the 2nd. I don't know what time, probably late. I think it's either during the day or it's after SummerSlam ends, which will probably be before midnight. Because that's 7 o'clock, and I think it's going to go at least 3, maybe 4 hours. So probably end about 11, so you can actually get home. If you're coming from New York City on the train, you can get home. Unless you're a media person, then you might have to leave early, so. Or unless you're taking Uber, or somebody's taking you home, then you can stay like all night. Unless you stay all night, get back home in an Uber, or somebody takes you home. Or you stay in Jersey at a motel, hotel, Holiday Inn. Okay, and that song. So, but everybody that's going to Jersey, or lives in Jersey, coming from Manhattan or Connecticut, upstate, wherever you're coming from, and you're going to SummerSlam, have fun. This is the party of the summer. And hopefully it'll be 2 great nights, but we'll see. Perhaps with that. Alright, let's get to Monday Night Raw. We're going into SmackDown later in about an hour and a half from now. Let's get into it. Alright, so Monday Night Raw was actually decent. Not great, but decent. Alright, and we are emanating from the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas, where NXT was at that little rinky-dink bingo hall, whatever it was. Ballroom. I don't even know what they are tonight. I think they're in San Antonio. Alright, who cares, really? But it should be a good night. Alright, so we had, as always on commentary, Michael Cole and Corey Slave. Alright. We have our Tribal Chief. Put up your fucking ones in the comments for our Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, the OTC 1. Him and, the Walrus, that Oracle, Wise Man, whatever you want to call him. Little face-to-face. Which kind of leads into SummerSlam. We'll talk about that a little bit. With a certain guy, the Yeet Man, involved in that too. And we got a lot of other good stuff that happened on the show. Alright, so let's get into it. let's not waste any more time. Alright, so we start with the opening recap of last week's Gauntlet match. And the return of our tribal chief, Roman Reigns, to destroy B&B security. And, we got all that. Alright, then we see the Judgment Day, the new Judgment Day of the Tag Team Champions, Fiend Balor and JD McDumbfuck, along with Dominic Canelo, the Intercontinental Champion, Roxanne Perez, and Raquel Rodriguez. I can do it now. The Women's Tag Team Champions, they all come in, and then, Dom drove the car in, and he gives the keys to a valet, who is AJ Styles. He tosses him the keys, and, gives him the keys, and AJ's like, fuck this car. Throws the keys away. That's always gonna steal the car! A brand new car! Alright, so AJ still hounding Dominic Canelo. What do you think about that, Eddie? Oh, I don't like that AJ Styles. His hair is not as good as mine, Pedro. Well, you got a great mullet like Dom Dom has. Well, he's my son. He's gotta have a great mullet, Pedro. Okay. He nice and keeps it serious like me. You gotta have a great hair, set of hair, a great, pair of huevos, You know what I'm talking about, Okay. Okay, Eddie, we get it. Thank you. Gonna have some sangria with Joni later? Yes, Pedro. Okay. Tell I said hello. Oh, good job, Eddie. Anyway, going on. Alright, so we see them coming in. So we got all that. Alright, then we go to the ring. It's time for Phil. Phil Brooks comes out. See him puke. Starts to show off. He's happy to be here. I'm happy to be here in Houston, Texas. Yeah. Talks about his goals in WWE, including main eventing WrestleMania, which he did a few months ago. Didn't win, obviously, thanks to Heyman. But he also wants to be the world champion. And last week he won the Gauntlet match to become the #1 contender to face Walter at SummerSlam Night 1. He knows Walter is one of the best in the world, and promises to give it everything he has. He says Walter is a monster, but he is CM Puke. So then Walter comes out unceremoniously. Crowd doesn't like it. He says, we're both here to win belts, win titles, and make money. I know I have a big ego. Big. But unlike you, Punky Brewster, mine is not based solely on the fans. That's worthless. So is, basically, it's based on results. So Punk lists all of Walter's, I hate saying Gunther, his accolades. Walter knows that, I know I'm good. I'm the champ, bitch. And at least, Punky Brewster, you have the fans chanting for you. And, that's gonna leave something to think about there, Punky. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Simple to the point. So, I have a feeling, now that Seth Rollins is injured, and they were talking about him cashing in on the winner, I'm thinking Punk might beat Walter, and then Seth Rollins comes out with the Heist of the Century 3, because Naomi did it about a week, at Evolution about a week or so ago. So we might have another Heist of the Century. Seth Rollins comes out of nowhere. He's fine. His leg is all fine and dandy. He's like, oh no, I was just playing possum. He comes out after Punk wins the belt, and Punk loses in like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. Then again, it could last more than that. Who knows? But I have a feeling that Seth Rollins is going to win the world title by the time we say goodbye on night 1. And that'll lead to the Punk-Seth program that'll probably last until the end of the year. Or more. And then, gotta worry about Roman, because he's on Raw now. Oh, I would love for Roman Seth one more time. And Roman going into WrestleMania as the champ, instead of having to win the Royal Rumble or some shit like that. And Roman's already won the Royal Rumble, so the Royal Rumble that we didn't want him to win. But he still won it. And then I think he won the belt there. Mr. Softy! Yeah, Mr. Softy. You can hear it on the outside my window. Yeah, it's the summer. It comes around this time. Sometimes it comes late. It's the ice cream man. I'm your ice cream man. Woo! Dabba 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 dee dee dee. Van Halen. Destruction and Doom. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Walter and Punky Brewster this coming Monday night on the program. And then we'll see next Saturday night in the main event of Night 1 for the Raw World title. And see if Seth Rollins comes back or not. But we'll see. Alright, then we go to La Primera, Stephanie Vercor. Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. Booker T's favorite person in the whole world. She's interviewed, I think by Jackie Redmond, or Kathy Kelly, whoever, doesn't matter. Asked about the secret Hervis, that's Chelsea Green, and Alba Fire, and Dewdrop, Piper Nevin. Asked about that, and then the Raw Women's Champion, the great one, Naomi, she comes in and says, I'm the champ, bitch! And then Seb's like, I know you the champ. And then Naomi's like, I'm ready for my triple threat match at SummerSlam against Mommy and my girl Io, my third amazingly hot Asian wife. At SummerSlam, I'm gonna beat them, and then I'm gonna beat you in Paris. And then Seth is like, pfft. Okay. Not impressed. Skywalker, not impressive. So we got that. So we'll see what happens with those beautiful, hot pieces of ish. And we move on with that. Alright, after that, I'm not rating everything this time, but next time. Alright, then we got match number 1. Oh, we got a rematch from about a week or so ago. We got Sheamus Fella taking on Alexander Rusev. Rusev smash lot of pussy! Yeah! Alright, rematch. The first one was a banger. This one, another banger after banger after banger. Great match. Sheamus goes to the bro kick early where he sends Rusev like, bails to the floor. Sheamus then rams him into the barricade. Ow! Throws him back in. Rusev caught him with a kick to head. Then it's time to fight it out, brother. Big beefy man slapping meat in that ring. Clothesline puts Sheamus down. He goes right back up with one of his own. And then more shots put Rusev back on the floor. Sheamus goes up top. Slipped. Oops. That might have been a mini botch. Slips up the top. Goes up again for a clothesline. He hits that. And then he's like, oh, I meant to do that. Right. He just acting crazy. Okay, Sheamus. So after he mocked the slip, he walks into a four-way slam over the announcer's table. Ow. Did I hit Michael Cole? Damn. Alright, so we get that. Go to break, we come right back. Sheamus wins the slug out again. Hits the Irish Curse backbreaker. And then the 10 clubbing blows, the 10 bells of the Belgrum, or whatever that shit move is. Puts Rusev, rocks Rusev, but he counters a brogue kick into a powerbomb for a near fall. Goes to that super kick of his. He gets cut off with a knee to face for a near fall by Sheamus. And we get a double down. Sheamus pulls himself to the top. And then he dives right into a super kick from Rusev. Then he goes, game over! Locks in the accolade. And then he rips at Sheamus' face. Yeesh. But he can't keep Sheamus away from the ropes for the break, so Sheamus got out of that. Sheamus tells him, like, bring it, bitch! Even as Rusev stomps on him, it's like, come on! Come on! Come on! Come on! Like Shinsuke would say. To get back up, Sheamus fights back. Rusev goes to unhook the turnbuckle like he did last week. But that earns him a ram into that said turnbuckle. So, turnabout is fair play from 3 weeks ago. And Rusev is all knocked for a loop. And then Sheamus backs up. Brogue kick. 1, 2, 3. He wins the second match. There'll probably be a third match coming up. Maybe at SummerSlam. We'll see. So, Sheamus gets to win in under 13 minutes. And a pretty damn good match it was. And we'll see what happens with that. So then we have a trilogy. Maybe a best of 5. Who knows? Best of 7. I don't know. Look at that. Alright. After that, we go to El Grande Hermanagano. We all know that as Ludwig Spears. Marcel Barthel, whatever you want to call him. Alright, he speaks some heavily accented Spanish. Who knew? I wonder where he got that from. I don't know, but Tiffy Tiff said it, told him some stuff, but... Anyway, nice Spanish. But then, Dragon Lee of the LWO, he comes in and says, "You're fake, ese pero!" So then, El Grande Hermanagano calls Dragon Lee a basura, which is trash in Spanish. For you dumb fucks who don't know Spanish. Yeah, I know what it meant. You pendeja. Ah! Throw that shit at me. It's on the floor. Get that chancla away from me. Go over there. Anyway, so yeah, he called him a basura, and I was like, wow. And then they start fighting, and then we have a match later. I thought it was going to lead to a match, but the LWO are in action against the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, with Ivy Nile at ringside. They take on the New Day for a future tag team title shot. But we'll get to that in a minute. Alright, we got that. Crazy that, of all people, Marcel Barthel, our German, knows perfect Spanish almost. Basura. I just said Bossa Nova. Like, do the Bossa Nova! The dance of life. Okay. I don't know what song that is, but it just felt funny. Anyway, moving on. Alright, then we get a trailer for WWE Unreal, that backstage show, which is getting a lot of press and heat. So we got that. That's going to be on Netflix, I think. Nobody's going to watch. Alright, after that, we go to Laila Kitty, the lassie bitch from Ireland. Comes up to Bailey. Give me a hug, Pam. And is stunned that she has gotten them a women's tag team title shot for later in the night. Can it coexist? I don't know. But, so Bailey says, forget about what happened, all that shit we went through with Becky. Becky, the man, Becky Lynch. And just focus on, our match. And then Lyra's like, huh? Who are you? What's your name? Ah! What do you do here? Who's this Bailey? Well, I thought you hated my guts, now you're like, hey, let's team up. Okay. I guess, can they coexist? We'll have to see when that match comes a little bit later. Alright, so we get to that triple threat match. The new day of Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston! Whoa! They take on the LWO of Joaquin Wilde. He's back. I didn't even know he was back. And, Raul Mendoza. So we had the remnants of Legado. Oh, when they used to be with Santos Escobar. Whatever happened to him? We haven't seen him much on SmackDown. Especially, and the Mexican rules, Los Lobos. Los Lobos kick your face! Los Lobos kick your I messed it up. Rewind. Los Lobos kick your face! Los Lobos kick your ass! Los Lobos kick your balls into outer space! Robot kills humans. From 11. Ah, good old Short Circuit 1. Not so much 2. 2 stunk. Remember Johnny 5? If you don't hurt us, do we bleed? Yeah, battery acid. Goodbye, Benjamin. Where's the succeeding power? That guy Benjamin looked like a douche. I don't even know who played him, but some Indian guy. I think he's Indian or Pakistan. I don't know what he is. Steve Guttenberg played a good part in the first one. And then, what was funny is Commando Lasar for the Police Academy movies was in that movie too. And then, I think Ali Sheedy was in it, playing, Stephanie! That's when Ali Sheedy was good looking and, you know, with the Breakfast Club. A great 80s movie with a great soundtrack. Don't you forget about me. You know, that great song by Simply Red. See, I know music. You don't! Go listen to your garbage mumble rap shit. A stupid joiner fucking guy, fucking garbage rapper. Blech. Oh, he got the platinum records, big fucking whoop. Probably not even better than Kendrick. And I hate Kendrick too, but I think he's way better than that, you know, that guy, Joyner, or whatever his fucking name is. Who cares? Not about this. Not about, you know, the East Side. Or West Side. It's all about this, baby, because that sells records. Oh, rap is better than metal. No, it is not. Metal has been around for longer than rap has been around. You know, rap was basically in the late 70s, early 80s. With Grandmaster Flash. You know, people like that. George Clinton, you know. Atomic Funk. You know, that stuff. And then later on, we got into Ice Cube and, you know, NWA. The good rap back in the day. Tupac, Biggie, you know, Nas, you know, people like that. Jay-Z, Eminem came around later on. 50 Cent. Good rappers. Not these mumble rappers we can't understand. Like, huh? What? Ooh, minor. What? I don't listen to that shit. I'd rather listen to old school OG rap like NWA. Straight out of Compton! Motherfucking name Ice Cube! You know, stuff like that. Express yourself! You know. Do it! Yeah. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. Today was a good day. That's poetry right there. But I got a girl I wanted to eat out. You know. I got a beat from Kim, and she can fuck all night. Yeah, I bet. Pulled out the Jimmy and beat that punani. Shit. Damn. You wanted to fuck a girl since the 12th grade, and you find out you did? It's a good day. Alright, moving on. Alright, so we got Kofi and Xavier Woods taking on the remnants of Legado. Well, the former Legado. Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde taking on the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus. For a future tag team title shot. Alright, so it's also with Brutus throwing Joaquin Wilde around like a fucking pinata. Not even a pinata, like a ragdoll. To start. It's off to Julius for a double suplex on the New Day. Ouch. Get back up, Xavier Woods cleans house, and then he's like strutting, woo, like the nature boy. Nature boy! Ric Flair. It starts up the Unicorn Stampede, not Stomp. Cole, you fucking idiot. I hate how Cole, he knows some of the moves, but then he just botches like the names half the time. Like Booker T botching Blake Monroe's name. Like Monica Monroe, some shit. Like, come on, really, dude? Anyway, so they hit the Unicorn Stampede on Julius. We go to break, come right back. Raul Mendoza comes in off a hot tag. cleans house, gets the hot tag back to Joaquin Wilde, who runs through basically everybody in the ring. So the LWO is going loco ese. That too. And then a 1921 backslides Xavier Woods and a 1921 inside cradle to Kofi at the same time, which I thought was pretty damn nice, gets near falls each. But then Ivy Nile shows Joaquin Wilde down, no DQ, the triple threat match. And then Dragon Lee comes out. So then El Grande Hermanacano, Mr. Marcel Barthel, he comes out, cuts that off, and the Creed's like, hey, what are you doing? Get your ball on my mic, get out of here, what are you doing here? And then Raul Mendoza hits a big flippy dippity-doo, and then Joaquin Wilde with a fruit roll-up on Kofi Kingston. 1, 2, 3, the LWO of all teams gets a tag team title shot against the Judgment Day. Boring! You know the Judgment Day's gonna win that. Sorry, you say no, but, you know. La Latinos! You think they're gonna win? Come on now. Come on, like Roman would say. But good match, though. 9.5-minute match. Very good. Alright, so Fiend Balor and JD McDumpfuck, their next title defense against the LWO, whenever that is. Probably be a SummerSlam. That's probably gonna suck. We get that. But something that doesn't suck is my first and second amazingly hot Asian wives, the Kabuki Warriors, and that's Asuka. Nobody is ready for Asuka except my dick. Remember that. And my beautiful pirate princess, who loves to follow me. Well, she does follow me on Twitter now. Thank you, baby. And Asuka does too, and Io does as well. But Kyrie loves my tweets religiously. She keeps freaking retweeting me, liking my tweets. I don't even tweet her a lot. Some of the pictures she puts up, I say, nice, lovely picture. Thank you, Kyrie-san. Thank you very much. Thank you. I would love to meet Kyrie one day. Just thank her. Give her a big hug. Her, Asuka, and Io, I'd love to meet in succession. Not in succession. At the same time. Like, all three of them are like doing an autograph signing. I'll just meet them like, hey! My 3 amazingly hot Asian wives! So I can take a big picture of them. Ha! Then I'll put the caption on the picture. I put, me and my Asian wives at work. But I digress. Anyway, alright, so they're in the back. They want a women's tag team title shot. Well, actually, they want it back. They want the titles back. And then my third amazingly hot Asian wife, former women's champion herself, Io Sky. Love you, Io. Alright. So, and Io comes in. She's, and we retain the women's title, or regain the women's title back. So, 3/4 of former Damage Control, they want their belts back. So the Kabuki Warriors leave, and then Stephanie Vaquer comes in. Oh boy. She comes in and says, I am ready for you. But we're going to have a match tonight. Or, well, later on. Stephanie's like, well, I'll face you in Paris. But Io's like, why not wait for Paris? We do it now. So Steph's like, I'm in. Oh, we're gonna wait for that. Can't wait for that. The first match they had went to a draw and no contest. And Io says, I had you beat. Pretty much he did. So rematch coming up later, and then well, doesn't end well either. So we get that. All right, then we got to look at my name is Paul Heyman turning on Roman at WrestleMania 41. Bastard. So we got that. That leads us to the main event later on. Alright, then we go to Adam Pearce's office. And, Dominic Galeno is there. He wants Dom to go get his injury evaluated. But he has to go help Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. So he has to go leave. Then he turns around. AJ Styles is there as a janitor. Ah, Chase, I'm the janitor. And then Dom's like, ah! He runs off. And then AJ keeps cleaning. Why? He keeps cleaning the office. And then the New Day come in. No, they're in the back somewhere. I think they're in the office or outside the office. But anyway. He runs into the New Day and tells them to be careful of the wet floor. Slippery when wet. Then they lose it. The New Day get all mad and they start crashing out. Like, ah, fuck! They lose it over everything being weird around here lately. I think it's time to change things up. You think? And then, he did it. Grayson Waller comes in and says that Austin Theory is gone. He's hurt. How? Don't know. So now he's a free agent. So actually, Grayson is a free agent to join up with the New Day. So the New Day's like, I'm interested. So Grayson's gonna be like the Big E of the group again. Oh, you gotta get something for him to do. He's like, well, what are we gonna do with Grayson Waller? Let's put him with the New Day. Why not? Great booking there, Hunter. Idiot. Ugh. Moving on. Alright, so we got that. Alright, after that, we go to Faban! Becky Lynch, the new Women's Intercontinental Champion, comes out for the little kitty chat. She says, I should be in New York for the premiere of Happy Gilmore 2. Not related to me, but Miz is in it. Becky is in it as well. But instead it came to, the man is coming on to Houston! By the way, movie comes out tomorrow, so go see it. Actually, it came out today, not tomorrow. It came out today. I have yet to see it. I might see it probably Sunday. We're gonna get around to do seeing that movie. There was another movie that came out this week. I forgot what it was. I gotta look up the movies that came out this week. But I am going to see Happy Gilmore 2 this weekend just to laugh at MJF. Supposedly he plays a good part. Shooter! No, not Shooter, but he's in the movie. I heard the movie is funny. That's the greatest, the first one. Price is wrong, bitch! Come on, Bark, you want a piece of me? Alright, so after that, she says, I can't believe Lyra is being so selfish to need 2 belts again. Remember, she had the Women's Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. Becky came back to win the titles from Liv Morgan and Raquel, who then promptly lost it. Right back to them, which made no sense. And she's like, well, that's great, that's not better than Becky 2 belts, but for now, she wants Lyra out here, right now. So, on cue, Lyra comes out. Becky says that SummerSlam is Lyra's last shot at the title, so if she loses, she can never face Becky for the title as long as Becky's the champ. That's fine with Lyra, who wants no countouts, no DQ, basically anything goes, which I think was already discussed. That works for Becky, who rants about how Lyra is better now, respect the match and her. And then she wants a handshake, but Lyra is ready for a cheek shot. Plants Becky down with her version of the manhandle slam. So yeah, that match might actually be, something to look at. It's going to be like, not going to be barbaric per se, it's going to be brutal. Hopefully Lyra does not get the belt back, which seems like every time Lyra's in a match, she wins. Why? I don't know the reason why Lyra's getting such a big, huge push. Why? She lost the belt. She should just go back to the back of the line, do whatever she's got to do to get back to the title, and not, like, she loses the title to Becky, and then she's still in this fucking program with, Bayley involved. Now they're going after the women's tag team titles. It makes no sense to me. But does anything in WWE make sense these days? No. Alright, so then we go to the women's tag team title match. Roxanne and Raquel taking on Bayley and Lyra. long match. I'm not gonna get to everything, but Raquel comes back in for another slingshot jackhammer into a moonsault where Bayley got her knees up. And then, somehow, Corey Graves' chair broke at ringside. He falls down like a... He's like, ah! You okay? No. So, Lyra hits a top rope axe kick for a near fall on Roxanne. They fight up top. Lyra powerbombs her down, and then Bayley hits the top rope. Oh, yeah, dick! And then Raquel breaks up the pin. Bayley throws Lyra at her. And then Dom Dom, who's at ringside, causes the distractors leads to Roxy rolling up Bayley for a near fall. And then Raquel kicks Dom Dom in the face, oops, by mistake. And then we see medics came out, one of them being Alex Gracia. That's the female who came out. Her name is Alex Gracia. Checks on Dom Dom. I bet checked on Dom Dom. Oh, his wife might say something about that. What's going on here? What do you think about that, Eddie? Some random chick checking on your son like that. I don't like that essay, Beto. Who is that? Some chick named Alex Gracia. Who? Some indie chick. I don't even care. Okay. But she should not touch my son like that. He's Latino. I don't understand that, but he has a wife and kids. No, he doesn't have kids, but nobody should touch my son like that. Okay, thank you. Anyway, checks on Dom Dom, and of course AJ comes out as a doctor now. Scares Dom Dom away, which is funny. And then, Becky Lynch comes out, sends Lyra into the ring steps. Ow! But then Bayley rolls up Roxy for a near fall. But then Raquel Rodriguez with a blind tag. She comes in and hits a very quick Tejana bomb on Bayley to pick up the victory and retain the women's tag team championship. So they continue as champs. They take on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair at SummerSlam. I guess we're gonna get new champs there. Not that I want to see Lexi and Charlotte as champs, but I guess we're gonna see it anyway. It feels like the women's tag team title is like a revolving door almost. Hot potato. But it is what it is. Alright, but decent women's tag team title match. And we move on. Alright, then we see Sami Zayn ready to get his revenge on Killer Kross. Right. Alright, got that. Alright, then we go to the back. Dominic Guerrero essays looking for AJ Styles, but runs into the Judgment Day, who tell him to calm down, essay. Why are you so crazy, Dom Dom? Take it easy. And then Anna Pierce comes in and says, hey, Dom, you better get evaluated later, or you're losing the Intercontinental title. Okay, and then Finn Balor says, get some lollipops! I guess when he goes to the doctor, get the lollipops. Speaking of lollipops, last night on TNA, we had the debut of Shakara Miss Jackson, if you're nasty, or Mara Sade, or Sade, I don't know how you pronounce it, Sade, tomato. But she made her debut in TNA on the live show, so she's in TNA, so that's good. She beat 2 Hammond Eggers easily. She still has that lollipop. She can suck on my lollipop all night long. Jeez. Move on with that. Alright. So Dom's going to the doctor, the actual medical doctor, to get evaluated. And we'll see what he said. What they say. But before we get to that, we get to Sami Zayn trying to get his revenge on Killer Kross. And during the match, Sami hits a wicked exploder in the corner, which busted, I don't know how, busted Killer Kross wide open around his eye, I think. And then Scarlett gives her husband the pipe, and then she, as Sami goes for the hell of a kick, Scarlett grabbed the leg, which referee's like, no, and that causes a distraction. Kross winds up, boom! It's still going. It's like Pete Alonso just hit a home run. By the way, Mets are in first place. Ha! Hey, Yankees, can you do us a solid this weekend and beat the fucking Filthies? I know the Mets got a hard West Coast trip coming up. We got the Giants tonight in San Fran. And then we go to San Diego on Monday. Oh, that's going to be a tough series. I mean, tough. And then we got August coming up with the Filthies coming in. And Miami. And Washington. Then I think we're done with JD's Braves, who suck. Yankees are done. They're 4 games back. Another horrible loss to Toronto on Wednesday. Seems like they can't get out of the 5th inning. They're cursed in the 5th inning. I wonder why, because of World Series. But good. But at least, for the Mets' sake, Yankee fans, can you at least get your team to fucking win? Can Judgy Wudgy, can you fucking take a steroid this weekend? Hit like 50 bombs in that fucking dump of a stadium? Phillies are garbage. It's just, you know, even if the Mets take 1 or 3 from the Giants, at least they'll still have a lead going into the end of August. The Mets did get a pitcher today. I think it was a pitcher. I forgot his name, but I know they got a trade. The Yankees got a third baseman in a trade. The Mets got some guy from Baltimore. I don't know for what. Who cares? But the trade deadline is next Thursday. It's this Thursday, so we'll see if the Mets and the Yankees make some trades, some big trades, maybe some mini-screw trades. For Yankees' sake, you guys need help in the worst way. I would trade Volpe right now. He's garbage. I'm saying that as a Met fan. He's the worst shortstop I've ever seen on the Yankees. Even IFK was better than him. Shit, you can't throw a fucking ball to fucking first base? And you were a Gold Glover for the assholes? I mean, the Astros? Dude, what happened to you? I mean, you hit the ball, you know, out the park, and I can understand that, but you can't throw it to first base? I'm having, like, visions of Mackie Sasser back on the Mets day. Can't even throw the ball to fucking second base. Like, And Met fans like, why are you on the team? Great hitter, but you can't throw the fucking second base to throw the runner to save your life. But he did, I think it was him. He threw out Vince Coleman way back in the day. Nobody could throw out Vince Coleman, and Mackie Sasser, of all people, did it. Back in, I think it was 89, 90, somewhere around that time. I remember that game. I was like, holy shit, throw him out! Oh no! Vince Coleman was a great player. Great player. I went to a game, I think Vince Coleman hit a home run. I was sitting way up in the upper deck in the first row, mind you, around the foul pole. That's not good looking down. Holy shit. I think he hit a home run into the bullpen. I think it was Vince Coleman. It might have been somebody else that year. I forget. But great player. Great player. Cardinals were a great team back then when he had Vince Coleman, Willie McGee, Jose Oquendo, the Wizard, Ozzie Smith, and people like that. Cardinals gave the Mets fits back in the 80s, especially 84, 85. Mets should have won the division in 85, but near the end. Same thing in 90. Had the division won. Basically, they were really close to the Pirates, and the Pirates just swept them right near the end of the year. Killed the Mets' hopes and dreams. There was no wild card back then. There was. The Mets would have been probably the chance by then. Where they were playing. Not the first time the Mets have choked the division. 2007. 2022. No, not 22 per se. No, it was 22, I think. I forget. 22, 23, 24 even. But at least they made the playoffs. But 22, 23. 22 was a bad year. They had a great year with Scherzer, DeGrom, Chris Bassett, got a great starting rotation. great team. They just, against the Padres of all teams. That was just a bad year. Because they just ran out of gas like they always do around August, September, and they barely got into the playoffs. And then get to the wild card round. They faced the Padres, and Padres, who eventually got to the World Series, I think, just beat the fuck out of them. If it wasn't for the Grom's Game 2 great performance, the Mets would have got swept in 2. It's a 3-game series, they would have got beat. 2 games to none. We were 5. But they lost in 3 because Bassett just stunk that game. Boy. And then 23 was just horrible year. Last year was just magical. You ran out of gas against the Dodgers in 6 and the National League Championship Series. And then this year they're doing, pretty good. 50-some-odd wins, getting close to 60. Back and forth with the Phillies, which I like. And I kind of called that it was going to be a dogfight between the Mets, the Phillies, and I thought it was going to be the Braves. Early on, the Braves were, in it, but now they're, bye! Unless they make a second half run like they did back in 2021, 22, 23, really. And part of 24, but JD's Braves suck right now. It's bad. But right now, it's just basically for the NL East between the Mets and the Phillies, and who's going to come out of that. And we got about 2 months to go. We got all of August, all of September. And big games coming up for both teams. So see how the weekend goes. Hopefully the Mets can pull away. Start pulling away. Because the biggest lead was, I think, 4.5 games. And then the Phillies had a big lead. Choked that. So, who wants the NL East more? The Mets bullpen ain't that great. Their starting pitching is, hurt. Not that great either, but they're still winning somehow. So, what happens at the deadline is really, I think, is going to determine the NL East and possibly a wild card. If the Mets falter, they have to rely on the wild card again like they did last year, but, got a lot of teams right in the thick of things, so that dreaded month of August, which is not a great month for the Mets, and it's been historically proven. Let's see. Alright, enough about that. So, Mets are playing tonight at 10 o'clock on Channel 11. So, right after SmackDown, go watch the Mets. Because I said so. Let me move on with that. Alright, so, Killer Cross, boom! Home run right into the injured ribs of Sammy. And goes to the cover. He's dripping blood all over him. All over his arm, and pretty much Sammy. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, 3. Killer Cross gets another win. But that spot in the corner was, that was nasty. And then I don't know how he got busted open. I think he took it wrong, and I think he hit his head on the canvas or something like that, or he skinned the canvas, and he just, hard way blood, bladed. That canvas ain't, that mat is not, you can pretty much get a paper cut on that shit. So, but yeah, he was busted open, and then after the match, freaking Scarlett starts kissing him. There, he's kissing him and blood pouring down his face. That's nasty. And even in the interview on the WWE.com YouTube page, she was kissing him, blood still pouring, halfway pouring down his face. Reminds me of that song, Blood on Blood! Blooded by Blood! Oh, that's Exodus. Blood on Blood by the great Bon Jovi. Actually, here's a fun story. I did a high school communications project. I was part of it. I didn't do I did a separate thing. But I think it was our final project or some project we had to do. We basically had I forgot what the project was about, but somebody in my class says, "Hey Pete, you want to be in our video?" I'm like, why not? So I had to go all the way to Canarsie, which sucks. Go to this park, and basically the premise of the thing was basically Blood Brothers. So set to the tune of Blood on Blood by Bon Jovi. So the whole thing was I was, these two kids, I didn't even know who these people were. I'm on a park bench. I'm supposed to be sleeping, and then I wake up, but I'm like, what the hell? And then I fucked up the scene, but we still used it. And then we were supposed to, like, prick ourselves and actually, have blood, like, the blood and shit. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit because of the whole thing. That's when this time when AIDS started going around. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. I don't want to catch AIDS. Fuck that. So, I kind of fake pricked myself, and then we did this. But they didn't poke themselves and shit, so we just faked it. But that was a good time. A good, music video type thing we did. I wanted to do something, I think was the Queen. I forgot what song. Something by Queen, I think it was, but I miss those days back in high school and all the communication shit. Good times. Good videos. I know how to edit. I can't do it now, but I'm still learning. I can edit, when I did my radio show. That's easy for me. But video-wise, I'm still kind of, intermediate. But I digress. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we go to Adam Pearce after the whole Kill the Cross thing. He won. Adam Pearce and AJ Styles ask about Dom Dom's status, but then Dom Dom jumps AJ from behind, and he says, I'm cleared, bitch! I'll see you at SummerSlam, where he's going to defend the Intercontinental title, and probably lose. Sorry, Eddie. Well, that's okay. I know he's going to lose anyway. It's my son. Okay. Alright, so we got that. So that match is now official. So, I don't know what night, but we don't even know most of the matches for night 1 and 2. We do know the main events for night 1 and 2. Cena versus Cody is gonna main event night 2. There might be a double turn, supposedly. We'll see. And then Roman and possibly Jey Uso taking on the B&B Security can co-main event night 1 or 2. I would put it on night 2. Right before, probably the third to the last match, because you gotta have that match, then a cool down match, which will probably be a ladies match, and then Cody and Cena end the show. So Roman would probably be like third to last. So if they have like an 8-match card, probably match number 6, or if they have a 9-match card, it's match number 7 or 8. Who knows? Who knows how many matches it's gonna be on both nights? Thankfully, no pre-show. This ain't all in. Shit. Alright, so we got that. Alright, then we go back to the ring. Io and Stephanie Vercour. Amazing match. Getting near the end. 15-minute match was great. Getting to the end. And Stephanie grabs the Devil's Kiss on the apron. Ow! Ah! 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 That's what I do to Io. And Kairi and Asuka and you know who. On a nightly basis. Yeah. Alright, she hits that. Oh, poor Io. Then another one on the inside. Oh, even worse. More. Ah! So we got double the fun. Double your pleasure, double your fun. Ba-da-da-da-da. Wrigley's gum. Double mint gum. Whatever. Alright, then the running shotgun knees in the corner. Io is fine enough to hit her own SVB. Nice. For a near fall. Then just the bullet train, that her shotgun knees in the corner. And then Stephanie manages a reverse superplex. Wow. Drops Io right on her pretty face. It's not good when you have to kiss her. Pretty face, no. Alright, so we got a double down. And then, then Chelsea Green and the Secret Hers come out. Stephanie fights them off, but then Chelsea Green runs in and jumps Stephanie, causing disqualification. So Io wins by DQ. No, actually, Stephanie wins by DQ. Thank you. Not a total loss, but I would just said no contest right then and there. But anyway, so causes disqualification. We get that. And then after the match, Io and Stephanie fight the three of them off. But then Naomi comes in from behind, sends Io into Stephanie. Ouch. And then we get a big old beat down. And then Mommy Rhea Ripley, my brutality. She comes in for the save. and a big, huge pop from Mommy. So then Mommy, Io, and Stephanie clear the ring. So guess what? Probably a 6-woman tag team match next week. Probably be Chelsea Green, Alba Fire, and Piper Niven taking on, I guess, Mommy. Yeah, probably Mommy, Io, and Stephanie for core. But then you have Naomi. So that could be, I don't know if Chelsea's gonna fight. It could be any combination of that. Taking on Stephanie, Io, and Stephanie, Io, and Mommy. We'll see. But get that. Alright, SummerSlam rundown. And then we get to the final segment. Paul Heyman comes out with B&B security. Before Roman even goes to the ring. But he doesn't get far enough because Roman comes out. Doesn't sit well with B&B security. Big, long entrance, surprisingly. Roman, you trying to be the Undertaker? Stop. Alright. So Heyman mocks the Texas fans. Gets right to the point. Seth Rollins is injured for a long time. Bullshit. That means a leadership spot is available. They're always better together than apart. But first, Roman asks the fans to acknowledge him, so we better do that. So, always big pop. So, Heyman does the pose anyway. Roman's like, what are you doing? We don't do that anymore. And he's like, you're not just a wise man. You're just a dumbass. Pretty much. Shit. So, Braun Breaker is ready to jump Roman, who says, and then Roman's like, well, he's going to do the same thing to me. He's going to do to you and Bronson Reed's going to turn on you because you're getting so big. He's going to take all the credit. Shit like that. So Roman's like, I had a lot of people take credit for me being the tribal chief, but the only reason that happens is the people still acknowledge me, you think. Paul helped Roman become the champion, but the Usos, Solo, and even Sammy helped him keep the belt. Yeah, so he had to actually admit it. Then he lost the title at WrestleMania 41 to Cody, but he went home, helped raise the future bloodline. Well, I guess his kids. He keeps saying that, him and his wife didn't have a kid. Right. Okay, Roman. Anyway, the team is family, though Heyman only sees them as another wrestling faction. Really now. And what really bothers Roman is that he made Heyman part of the family and then betrayed the family for a best friend, meaning Punk. So Heyman's the one who ruined the bloodline, which has Braun Breaker's like, give me the fucking mic! So Braun cuts a big, nice, good promo, says Roman was a big deal 5 years ago. Even longer than that. Braun knows Heyman won't turn on him because he has value in this place. Yeah, right. Roman is worthless while Braun is the big dog around these parts. So I'm the big dog now. You're in my yard, right? Okay, Braun, take it easy. So Roman can do what he does best and leave. So Roman says, I didn't hear any of that because your mic wasn't working. Remember when Sheamus did that? He was talking to Roman and the bloodline, and his mic was like cutting in and out. He's like, I didn't hear anything that you just said. So he throws Breaker his mic, hits a Superman punch, right in the face, goes after Bronson Reed, but then Braun Breaker gets right back up with a spear, ow, to Roman, but then Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, comes in for a crazy reaction and a big save, and then Jey and Roman hit stereo spears, clear the ring, end the show. And, so what we thought was going to be Roman versus Braun Breaker solo, that could be saved probably for Clash in Paris, or Crown Jewel, or maybe a random Raw down the line. But I think they're going to do the tag team match, which pretty much, I think Heyman, Roman did do a video saying, hey, me and Jey against the B&B security. Heyman kind of agreed to it. So Roman would be on the show this Monday for the go-home show. Then after SummerSlam, bye-bye, he's going to film Street Fighter. And then probably be back I say we probably be back by the end of August, maybe going into September. Maybe be back by Clash in Paris to maybe do that solo match with Braun. Or he comes back in September to kind of finish off the year and everything. But, I mean, we'll see what happens with Roman. But, yeah, it looks like Roman and Jay will face B&B Security. They'll smash, stack, pin those fuckers. Then again, Seth can come out and ruin it. Hopefully not, but we'll see. But tag team match, probably be the co-main event of night 2. Like I said, either way, night 1 or night 2, that's a good co-main event. But, like I said, I think Roman and Jay, you don't really see eye to eye lately, but I think they'll coexist, bring it back to the good old days of 2020, 21, 20, up to 24, basically. And then, coexist and, see what happens with that at SummerSlam. So we got that. So, great ending segment, and then we even saw Roman yeeting, not on TV, but we saw it in on YouTube. And I have it in one of my shorts on my Peter Joseph channel. Roman yeeting is like crazy. It's like he acknowledges the prophecy, you know what I mean? Because he does. So, this is my Tribal Chief. That's it. So we'll see what happens this Monday night. We'll actually see what happens tonight on SmackDown, coming up in about 42 minutes. Should be a great show. They tribute to Hulk Hogan. And good stuff tonight. Good stuff coming away. So, my final rating for Monday Night Raw, a solid 7.25 out of 10 stars. No, it's not because of Roman. It's just because it was a pretty decent show. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, I am out of here. I'm going to try to get my TNA Ring of Honor review up before we get to SmackDown. And then later tonight, your official SmackDown review. We'll do Dynamite tomorrow. Tomorrow early in the afternoon. Because I do gotta do some errands tomorrow. I am going out Saturday night with the missus and some friends for more good stuff, good times. And then, I don't know what I'm doing Sunday. I might have plans Sunday too, but it's supposed to rain, so it might kill my plans. So we'll see. But in any case, gonna have a good weekend. Gonna listen to some more Ozzy later. Maybe watch some old Hulk Hogan tapes. Well, not tapes, videos or whatever. But should be a good night. Gonna be a little bit emotional tonight, you know, with the tribute to Hogan on SmackDown. But it should be a great night. The Wyatts are taking on Andrade and Rey Fenix for the SmackDown Tag Team titles. Cody's going to do a segment. Logan Smalls bringing back Impulsive. And Joey Rowe and Randy Orton, this monotonous voice, are going to be, looking for Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. It's going to have that tag team match on what night, I don't know. Probably night 1. We'll see what happens with that. So, big stars tonight, big tribute to Hogan, should be a great SmackDown, so go watch it, we'll talk about it later tonight. But, once again, 7.25 out of 10 stars for SmackDown, and that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching, everybody, until next time, I'm Peter Joseph signing off, peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your cookoot, and if you're not down with that, brother, well, let me tell you something, brother. If you're not down with that, brother, I got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. And that's it. Until next time, peace, brother.